speaking of the Chiefs either going back or Lamar making his first, Ryan, I do have, and this is the most Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless question I think I've ever heard, but I do have a question for you. Who
Okay.
has more pressure on making it to the Super Bowl or even winning the Super Bowl? Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes?
I lean towards Lamar in this case because we've seen Mahomes make now 6 straight AFC Championship games. We've seen him win 2 Super Bowls. I think there's not as much pressure on him. I think for Lamar, you got a chance to beat the Chiefs at their weakest, at your place, to get to the Super Bowl, and what you haven't got a chance to do. This is the best chance you've gotten here with Lamar here in his career. So I think I'd lean towards Lamar.
I do agree for all those reasons, especially that one of like this is the best chance. Like it's in Baltimore, even you don't have to go to Kansas City. I do think it's an underrated amount of pressure on Mahomes because they're for different bars here, right? Like Lamar is trying, like the pressure is on Lamar to win a Super Bowl, to be a part of that, or that group of quarterbacks who has won a Super Bowl, right? And I think at this point, being a two-time MVP, like not to say he's just a shoo-in, walk into the Hall of Fame, but I think Lamar Jackson can be a quarterback who never wins a Super Bowl and still be a Hall of Famer, right? There are not a ton of those over the last however many years, right? Like I feel like a lot of guys who have not won the Super Bowl fall short, right? A Matt Ryan, a Phillip Rivers, those guys, Super Bowl would have gone a long way. But Lamar would be assuming he wins this MVP. We all think he is. There has not been a two-time Super Bowl or a two-time NFL MVP who has not been a Super Bowl champion in a long time. So I don't know how the math would work there, but I feel like Lamar for that goal is pretty much just he's on his way. For Mahomes, the target is Brady still, right? Like the target for Mahomes is the best quarterback of the NFL history. And you made another AFC Championship. This is a chance to put the notch in your feather, your cap here of, hey, we did it on the road this time, right? Like we won an AFC Championship in somebody else's building. This is just another thing. I still do think that Mahomes will never be able to pass Brady in a lot of people's minds because he lost the head-to-head in the Super Bowl, right? Like we got to see that matchup, and so therefore Mahomes will never be able to pass him. But in order to win 6, you need to take advantage of every chance that you have, and this is just another chance that he will have at it, right? And so, and also, we saw a long break where Brady wasn't really, not to say he wasn't close, but there was a long break between the first 3 and the second 3, right, in New England.
Yeah.
And so, I do. I just think that there's an understated amount of pressure on the Chiefs here, because also Travis Kelce nearing the end of his run. Right. Chris Jones probably not going to be back, right? They didn't agree to a contract extension. I don't really have much reason to think they agreed to a new deal in free agency. So, a lot of the best players of the previous Chiefs Super Bowls started to be on their way out, and so I do think that maybe, you always think that there's more coming, right? When Drew Brees won one, they always thought there was going to be more. When Aaron Rodgers won one, you always thought there was going to be more. When Peyton Manning won one in Indy, you definitely thought there was going to be more than just one, right, for Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. It can end at any time.
Right.
And so I think that in an interesting way, this could be the final really good chance for the Chiefs as well. Could be. Doesn't mean it will be, but it could be. And so I just think it's an understated amount of pressure on that side too.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the Skip Bayless or Stephen A. question, if it was that type. I think that was, it's a fair question to ask because Lamar, you can make a case for, like you just said, Mahomes, you can make a case for as well. Yeah, if it was Skip or Stephen A., it would just be something outrageous. I can't even think of it, but it would
we would also would have yelled a lot more.
Yeah, and if it was Skip, it would have been Cowboys related. Find a way to get the Cowboys involved. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, let me set my phone up on a tripod and show myself throwing jerseys in an empty trash can.
Oh man, yeah. But yeah, no, I think it's definitely a fair question. Lamar, you can make that case getting to his first, and he's going to likely be a 2-time MVP. And then Mahomes, you don't know when it's going to end. Like he could get this one. Let's say he wins, he gets this one. After that, that's it. Maybe that 3 is the most he gets. And like you said, we don't think that's going to happen with all those great quarterbacks, but it happened.
Yeah.
And so that could be the case for Mahomes too, if that's a scenario that plays out.